You're already striking me as someone that's like way harder on yourself than you should be.
That's accurate.
Yeah. And I mean, I have that too, but I might need to be a little harder on myself.
No, I think you have the right of it.
You do?
No, you do, because like, why be hard on yourself? You know, like you're the tool that you have to encounter this world. I'm trying to be like less hard on myself. I just don't know. I think like if I allow myself to not hold to a certain standard, I have this fear that I'll fall forever.
Yeah, no, I feel that too. I feel like, a lot of times when I know people mean it in good, like have good intentions when they approach me and they see me being hard on myself, like, hey brother, you're like being too hard. I know that they have good intentions, but I see the other end of that being, well, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be as good. And, that's just it's the price you pay. Pressure makes a diamond, I suppose.
But one thing I always think about is like progress and like whatever level we're able to achieve as humans it's so like marginal compared, like you could work your whole life and only be marginally better than like the worst person. So why not just enjoy your life?
Yes.
Prioritize the self-love thing. This is advice that I can't take myself, but I hope to in the future.
Yeah. Well, so man, we've already going to a pretty deep place just right off the bat.
Yeah, that was an accident. I'm sorry.
No, it's great. It's great. I like going all over the place, and I have a lot here that if we get to it, cool. If we don't, we just take it naturally. That's cool too.
This feels really close.
So the self-help and self-love thing, like that's something that I dove into myself, maybe like starting 5 years ago, because prior to that point I didn't give a shit about it, didn't think about it at all, had no sense of self-love. You were to say something like that to me, I was like, what? Like I was very nihilistic and just like, what the fuck are you talking about self-love? Get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
But since I've been in that, like I've learned to adopt a lot of these like meditative and like self-help and being kind and gentle with yourself and forgiving and being patient, that sort of thing. But I've started to come back around to a little bit like what I think us being hard on ourselves has to do with. And I think there's this really intense emphasis, especially in like a lot of these self-help ideas that are derived from Buddhism and like being. It's about just letting go of that unnecessary pressure to be like Western idea, like productive all the time and working your ass off to the bone until you just can't anymore. And I think it's a necessary thing for some people as the first step to like, hey, calm down, take a break, like give yourself space to breathe for a second. Like don't beat yourself to the pulp where you can't do anything anymore. That's number one. So just like step back. But I think there's an overemphasis on this being like you're fine just the way you are. It's like yes and no.
Yeah.
You are fundamentally fine the way you are and you're making progress, but it's not like you're fine the way you are, so stop growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that the emphasis is like being is number one, or being is the first step, but the becoming is the priority. And I think we should always focus on what that vision for like the self that we're trying to become is, and applying the pressure within reason so that it's as much pressure as you can apply on yourself without breaking yourself.